From about 10 I had turntables in house, like I was buying records and stuff, so I always wanted to make music, but I didn't know what a producer was really. Hello, I'm Tom Bell, aka Toddla T. I'm 25, originally from Sheffield. Today we're here in the Red Bull studio. As well as a DJ, I'm a producer. Today I'm here with Dave from The Invisible to work on a record. He's voicing bass guitar. I'm directing it a bit.
Now or never, get yourself together.
This so far it's all good with Dave. He really knows what he's up to and doing. Some artists you really got to go like, but he's so sick and does his own stuff anyway. It's kind of just letting it come out of him, letting him do his thing to the tune rather than me having to go. Ugh. I think chorus maybe we'll check it up more than twice.
I take your point.
If you want.
Yeah, I'm going to do a high octave a couple of times and a couple of harmonies. Yeah, there's quite a lot still.
Big.
Very nice.
I've been aware of Toddla T for a while, I guess. I've seen his name around a lot, heard a lot of his mixes. I've always identified a real kind of vim and vigour to what he does. There seems to be a real sort of joy to his music.
My style is very electronic, emphasis on the beats and rhythm, kind of that mix between dance music, electronic dance music that I play in the clubs and song-based stuff. As a producer, my trade, I mean, I was lucky enough to be the first part of a generation where I had a computer in the house. So I think a load of kids, like most people have got access to a computer now. It's not like ages ago where you kind of like had to go to a studio and sit in, so anyone can really sort of crack on. You can even get it on your phone. But basically with production, for me, it's just about getting involved as much and just spending time and time sitting, working out how beats work, how instrumentals work, how sonics work, how compression work. I went to college for a year, I ain't gonna lie, it didn't do a great deal to me, but when I went to one studio for 2 days, I learned a lot. It's really about stepping in as much as you can and just getting involved and just like anything in it. It's just like, if you're really into it, you will do that regardless if you're gonna get anything out of it or not. I just wanted to do it, and so I was always in studios and working with people and sat at my computer at home, geeking out while everyone else was going out, whatever.
This night owns me. I know I've crossed the line. This track sort of took shape and stages. Toddla played me some beats he'd been working on. I think he was just looking to kind of expand harmonic ideas, and it was just a very open and enjoyable process. I kind of have idea diarrhea, so I just tend, you know, if something kind of captures my imagination, I'll just run until someone says stop, really.
First proper production job I had was Roots Manoeuvre, when back home in Sheffield about 3 years ago. And yeah, it was obviously very intimidating, but because I'd had previous experience in a studio as an engineer, it wasn't too dissimilar from that. So that was my first proper real production job, was literally one of my heroes in my wardrobe at home with my mum watching golf downstairs.
Get yourself together, now or never, now or never, gonna lose you forever.
I've worked with other artists that I've really looked up to, like Miss Dynamite and D-Double and Wiley. And the amazing thing is, it doesn't matter if you are a massive established pop artist or an underground guy trying to make it. It's all about the sort of chemistry and the vibe between you.
Toddla's great fun to work with. There's something very exciting about collaboration, because you never really know how it's going to go, and it's obviously so dependent on the personalities. And I suppose what's so cool about it is that you might end up doing something that you've never done before. And I sort of feel like we've probably brought aspects of each other's personalities out that don't sort of maybe naturally find a home in our own music. I don't find it particularly difficult to take advice from others. In fact, I kind of welcome it, really. I think just any situation you're in where you've been given the opportunity to be creative, it's also an opportunity to learn something, and I feel like when you're working with people you respect, there's always something to learn. How was that?
Big.
Nice.
Yeah.
Smash on. Record now! It's not just vocals today, he's going to put on some bass sound on his bass guitar. He's got this crazy pedal, and he just like basically sometimes he goes so in and out and round and processed, by the end of it doesn't sound like a guitar. So today it might sound like bass, it might sound like a kettle, it might sound like a train, it might sound like a keyboard. in the studio, it's just about, a lot of time it's about patience. Like, you've got to just wait for things to happen. And it's the same for when you're building a track yourself, or you sat with a singer or a writer or whoever. It's just about waiting for something to happen. I go to studio sometimes 9 in the morning, very rarely, mainly about 1 in the day. And something will happen till 11 at night. I might be just sat there and notes like that. And then once that, something will happen. But I've told my girl that I've got to go, but then it's happened. So you've got to stay there, and then you're like, oh, so then, but when you get that little vibe, you've got to run with it. And I think it's the same with when you work with somebody. It's about patience. You can get angry, it's like, oh, nothing's happening. But if it ain't happening, it ain't happening. And since I kind of like got booked to DJ around the country and world from like a couple of years ago, it's really influenced the way I make my music, because I want to be able to play my own stuff out. A lot of the tunes I make aren't actually designed for the club, I don't think. People would disagree, but I think it's more like song stuff. Whereas a lot of the stuff when I DJ is just like pure sonic, and it's just instrumental and it's kind of banging. Yeah, definitely the DJ thing changes how I make music. We're on the way to a show now in a location in central London. Good gig, it's all about the people. You could be in front of 2,000 people or 2, but if them 2 people have got a vibe and them 20,000 haven't, then... I remember being in clubs and properly like losing it to certain tunes and just like thinking, oh, I'd love to do something like this. The most memorable gig I ever played. I'd only been DJing on the circuit for like a year, and then they put me in this place, and it was like a tent bigger than I've ever seen, and it was like we had to play, and it was just like, I still watch the footage now, and I'm like, bloody hell, mad. I don't think I'll ever forget that. I played at a wedding once where the groom, no, the girl, what's the groom called? The girl, the bride, yeah, my bad, came up to me midway with tears in her eyes saying, you are spoiling my wedding. If you got out good, that's what you used to get in Sheffield all the time. If you got out good, now I just play rubbish music, love. DJ is just something that I've just come to really naturally now, because I've done it for like 12 years. And when I got into production and I knew exactly what it was like, oh, that's what I was always trying to do. And I mixed them tunes and tried to put the a cappella on that beat. That's what I was trying to do. Once I got into production and learned how to make music, it was just like, that was like the love of my life type of thing. I'm not actually sat in the studio that much, but on my laptop I've always got the music software, and wherever I've got headphones and a power supply for my laptop, I'm on my software doing the music.
I'm very, very interested in producing. I think it's such a sort of fascinating role because it can mean so many things.
Production, still every day I'm fascinated by something new about it. I learn something new, I see something new, or I meet this guy who tells me that. It's just about a passion, really.